Saleh and Ahmed live in a beautiful oasis called Tighmert in the south of Morocco. Each of them has a dream of becoming an entrepreneur, but their fortunes are linked to the presence of visitors in their small, quiet home. If fulfilling your dreams could undermine the passion that sustains your ambitions, what would you do? I'm Brian Pulowski, and you're listening to Culturico, a podcast where we share inspiring stories from around the world.
The aim of Culturico's podcasts is to provide the listener with an artistic, yet realistic mosaic of human pictures. Macroscopic events of our society result from a complex combination of individual dreams and ambitions. We provide stories that have humans as their core element, from macro stories about our multifarious culture, including politics, society, and science, to micro stories of individuals' hopes, struggles, and change. Our stories are told by people with their own life experiences, beliefs, and reflections of past and present events. We therefore provide a multifaceted image of our world, observed and understood from different perspectives.
We arrive very early at the oasis of Tighmert, greeted by the silence of the dark desert. Our visit has fallen during the time of Ramadan, when 7 a.m. is not a good time for visitors. Most people think of morning as the time from sunrise to noon. But in cultural terms, morning can also be understood as the time when most people wake up to conduct daily activities. During Ramadan, everyday activities such as meals, prayers, and sleep occur at specific times that differ from the rest of the year. So 7 a.m. is basically the middle of the night right now. Brahim, the owner of the Maison Namades, has been awakened by our unforeseen arrival. Disturbing people from their sleep is not our first choice, but the alternative is to wait for several hours in direct sunlight, at the full mercy of the desert heat. Thanks to his generosity and hospitality, Brahim opens up the doors to his campsite and shows us to the room where he will be sleeping. Brahim's family lives in the desert, according to nomadic traditions. They wander from place to place in search of water for the camels. Brahim is very proud of his roots and loves to share stories with his guests, which are very rare during Ramadan. He introduces us to Saleh, a nomadic guide who leads us through the 10-kilometer-long oasis. It's a true floristic and faunistic paradise. For hours, we follow Saleh along the vital canals used to bring water from the springs to the villages. The sun beats down heavily, and Saleh, who has lost his youth but not his spirit, respects the traditions of Ramadan. He does not drink water. Dehydrated but experienced, he moves steadily with a slow but incessant pace. His stature is small, but he is strong. His appearance is more sub-Saharan than that of a Berber or a Moroccan, and he tells us that his family has origins in Mali, where his ancestors once walked the trading route to Gelmim's Morocco without returning. We take a short break in the shade of a tree, and he tells us the story of Tighmert, a village composed of 700 families, a few small mosques, 2 schools, and an abundance of palms, fruits, and silence. Tighmert is a mosaic of contrasting images: happy children and crumbling walls, goats and plastic waste. The scenery is idyllic, dusty yet beautiful, poor but magnificent. We eventually arrive at the ecological garden of Ahmed. Ahmed has a terrific little garden where he meticulously cultivates local and imported plants, mostly fruits and vegetables. The variety is unimaginable, considering the small size of his peaceful green plot. In this little paradise, he produces, among other things, tomatoes, mint, figs, and Egyptian medicinal plants. He carefully explains to us the properties of his plants, narrating his successes and failures. He offers us Moroccan tea with his typical sweet and refreshing flavor, this time enriched with freshly gathered mint and the strong taste of passion. Ahmed also has a very good sense for design. He builds fine pots out of tree trunks, as well as his beautiful seats for his little Devoner bar. Quite instantaneously, we become emotionally transfixed by his love and passion, a praise of simplicity and nature. After serving us tea, Ahmed goes back to work, fearing that a few more seconds could impact the health of his vegetation. His care is limitless, and his eyes shine when he speaks. The ecological garden of Ahmed will possibly become a niche of wellness, where Ahmed will serve fresh Moroccan food and beverages. To pursue his dream of becoming a small entrepreneur, he will need an increased flow of tourists, most Moroccan and international. This may seem hard, bigger than the small reality of Ahmed, but he puts trust in himself and in the connectedness of our modern society. He has all the qualities of success, passion, ideas, and a concrete plan. We promise to do our small part and share his story. The Oasis of Tighmert offered us a small, true, and emotional experience, a tile in a mosaic, a small picture enclosed in a bigger, less decipherable one. Ahmed's unique reality is, after all, the incompleteness of his work, his aspiration, the movement itself. The fulfillment of his dreams may also result in a loss of uncontaminated truth, beauty, and simplicity, and eventually, in the loss of Ahmed's dream itself. We can only wish the best for him and hope that the future will bring him renewed passion and new dreams to strive for. This episode of Culturico has been adapted from a blog post on our website, culturico.com. You can visit us there to see photos from our trip, as well as other stories from around the world. Thanks for tuning in.